Go to India, they said. It's going to be the biggest thing in the new Asia. And the city you should see first, they said, is going to be the biggest thing in the new India. They said, this place is hot. They were right about that. The temperature was outdone only by the humidity, but the locals didn't seem to notice. They were too busy. Bombay is India's boom town. It's official. Since the Indian economy was deregulated in 1991, free enterprise capitalism has unleashed the energy of India's entrepreneurs, and nowhere more so than in Bombay, which has the most know-how, the most oomph, the most everything. There are 12 million people in the city, and more arriving every day. On my first walk, I got the impression that the whole population was out there on the street, proving to me that they could take the heat without sweating. Some of the entrepreneurs were in action right there on the pavement. The open-air ear cleaners were probing orifices with that extra vigor small businessmen acquire when they know they're going to be allowed to keep the profits. There was a time when they would have had to pay tax on the wax. The pavement dentist is also showing the benefits of the economic boom. More people want their smiles improved. The pavement dentist replaces missing teeth with teeth that used to belong to other people. With the aid of his receptionist, he can give you a full upper and lower set, filed to fit. You'll end up smiling somebody else's smile, but you can't deny that he's identified a gap in the market. Under the old economic system, the dentist would have had to pay off 8 different officials just to stay in business. Now he has to pay off only 4 different officials. He has to pay them twice as much, but he saves on paperwork. Less paperwork, more bridge work. As Bombay roars forward to a big future, the street corner astrologers are doing well too, because everyone with a piece of the action wants to find out what happens next. The top astrologer in town had a low-rent reception area, but there was nothing skimped about the way he took my particulars.
What is your name?
Clive James. James.
Date of birth?
7th of October,
7, 10, 19,
39.
39. Time? Time, morning, evening, afternoon?
Oh, evening.
Evening. What clock?
Midnight. Armed with my vital statistics, he consulted a set of astrologers' log tables and was able to predict my past with more accuracy than I could.
85. This problem.
In 1985?
85.
I can't think of one. Any
Insult.
insult?
Yeah. And court.
He was right.
Court.
I had been insulted in 1985. A television critic had said that my eyes were too close together.
King's High.
But television critics had insulted me every other year as well, so it scarcely counted as clairvoyance. Right, yeah.
Correct?
That's right. Next, he consulted my king line and daringly deduced that I was not going to be the next king of England. His predictions were getting closer to home.
Paralysis and heart.
Paralysis in heart.
Heart.
When?
Two trouble.
When?
1996.
1996. I'm going to have heart trouble.
Heart trouble and paralysis.
I think I'm having it now. Yeah. He predicted that in view of my weight problem, I would be ironed out by a heart attack in 1996. Since I weighed 50 pounds more than he did and was sweating all over his boutique, I couldn't give him any prizes for soothsaying. I was ready to have a heart attack any time he cared to name. By now it was high noon, and I was having daydreams about air conditioning.
No, stay. No, I should write to you.
I hailed a taxi in the mistaken belief that the air would be cool inside it. An oven would have been cooler. An oven would have been faster. The taxi had a starter motor, but it wasn't connected to the engine. The driver relied on the passenger. This was free enterprise at its most ruthless, its most fiercely competitive. My driver was the only man I had so far seen sweating in Bombay besides myself. Given a fair chance, he was going all the way. Unfortunately, Bombay also has plenty of people who aren't going anywhere. At the first traffic lights, they started to show up. In the West, when somebody begs from you, you can look right through him if you don't mind occasionally catching a reflection of yourself. The average Bombay beggar is harder to wish away. Officially, begging is not a problem because it doesn't exist. But the beggars are always there, right up against your window, like a conscience in a bottle. In Bombay, you can get rich enough to ride in a big car, but no amount of money can change the view.
Hello, sir.
When the taxi fell apart, I was back on the street. The only sure way to close your eyes to the harsh facts is to open them somewhere else, preferably in the dark. In audience terms, India has the biggest film industry on earth, and most of the Indian movies are made in Bombay, otherwise known as Bollywood. Absolutely everyone goes to the movies, from the rich all the way down to the people who have no other roof over their heads except this. Once you get inside, you can soon see the big attraction that Bollywood movies offer: escape. You can escape from a harsh life. You can escape from your fellow man. You can escape from everything except the sheer nonsense going on up there on the screen. Everyone in a Bollywood movie either sings, dances, or sings and dances. The hero and the heroine are not allowed to kiss, but they are allowed to sing and dance. In fact, they are rarely allowed not to. The only suspense is whether the hero's hairstyle will hold up under the strain. Anil Kapoor's hairstyle is famous for the punishment it can take. The choreography tries but fails to unhinge his quiff. For the audience, it's a dream of power, of individuality, of doing it all on your own. Film City was dominated by the set for an epic movie called Raj Kumar. The set was made of plywood and plaster of Paris, and exterior shooting had to be completed before the next monsoon washed the whole thing away. From their plots, you might think that Bollywood movies are made only in the sense that a couple of colliding cars make sculpture. But this one showed signs of being assembled with some care. Actual rehearsals were taking place.
1, 2, 3.